explosive style. The big battle to the finish. What an unbelievable heat that was.
Hey, my name is Johanny Velasquez. People know me as JoJo. I'm the current Red Bull Ice Cross Junior World Champion.
JoJo Velasquez is your new Junior World Champion.
And I'm out here in Montauk, Wisconsin, in some freezing cold temperatures, and I'm ready to show you what Red Bull Ice Cross is about. So Ice Cross is 4 riders going down a track made of ice, pretty much as fast as cars. It sounds simple. Start here, jump over that, don't crash there, and get to the finish line. But there's more to it. Ice Cross started back in 2001 in Stockholm, Sweden, but it wasn't as big back then. Check this out. This is me in 2001, and this is Ice Cross. The track back then was much smaller, and it was a little fishy. The ice that they used for it came from a local fish market. This is the guy that won back then.
Just before the first heat, they actually came down here with ice from the fish market. Nowadays, the young guys, they're like complaining on the ice, and I just tell them like, yeah, you should skate from the beginning.
JoJo, what's up?
Max?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Oh my God, it's so good to see you.
And Max done. Wow.
Now that I got Max with me, we're gonna talk about the rules a little bit.
So 4 guys on the track.
And first foot over the finish line wins.
During the race on the track,
No pushing, no pulling, no intentional contact. Because if you do, DQ! So we're outside testing the ice right now. Whoa! You're already going straight into it. How's it feel?
Oh, it's choppy. It's natural ice, so it's a lot bumpier than people would think.
People have a huge misconception in ice cross that the ice is perfectly smooth, but that is false.
Oh yeah, there's holes everywhere, and you got to keep your toes up because you hit one, and your night's over.
One rut and you're out of the race.
Good start by Cameron Nas. Shane Renault battling hard. Oh my goodness! Shane Renault right through the dasher boards on the side.
I took the jump too far, got banged around, but I was sitting in the snow over the boards, so it's pretty crazy. It's really important on this track after the start. You got to keep the speed through those rollers.
I think it's super important, especially on a track like this. There's ruts everywhere. The ice isn't smooth. So when you're in first place, you got to make sure you stay on your feet and you don't fall.
Yeah, and you've got to know how to overtake. Maybe take the turns a bit better, take it a bit wider, and then keep your speed through them, and then you fly right at the finish.
I think one of the coolest things about ice cross is that all the athletes have different backgrounds. And it's cool because they're able to bring a different style to the track. I grew up in rollerblades my whole life. Then at age 10, I started playing elite ice hockey. So let's go find some other athletes and let's check out their backgrounds.
I started ice skating when I was very young. I was about 4 years old. Living in Minnesota, it's kind of a thing we do here. The first thing you put on after shoes is skates.
I started figure skating when I was really young, and then I switched into hockey.
I started inline hockey when I was about 7. Australia is very hot. I can't surf either.
Training has become a super important part of ice cross, and that's due to the reason that there's no such thing as a permanent track. So the athletes have to get really creative. I find it super beneficial to skate in skate parks.
They do a lot of rollerblading, inline skating at skate parks.
During the summer, we rollerblade a lot.
I always practice inline skating.
I think this is the most important part of off-season training.
Kind of make it work. We're still figuring out how to train for the sport.
Try to keep it creative.
A lot of high intensity, short amount of time exercises. That's what makes you going on an ice cross track like this.
And one thing I wanted to mention that's super awesome about ice cross is you meet so many awesome people. Right now I'm with Mike Ilianello, and he's like a big brother of mine.
I mean, we set up travel plans together, kind of took him under my wing, and almost lost him in the Munich airport on our way to Russia last year. The sport's awesome, the experience. We get to travel all around the world, meet so many different people, different experiences. It's a lot of fun.
Ice cross is special for me because it's so outside my comfort zone.
I never would have gone to Japan. I never would have seen Canada. Like, these are all places that I wouldn't have gone to before, and this sport has allowed me to do so.
There's a ton of travel and time commitment that goes into it, but, you know, I wouldn't really trade it for anything.
The nature of the sport, it's so unique. There's nothing like it.
I love the speed and I love the air time. I love flying down the track, just me and the ice out there, and nothing can get out in my way.
It takes a unique mind to do this sport. Like, you have to be multifaceted. You need to be able to stay on your feet. You need to have good balance in the corners, off the jumps. You also need to be sound technically wise too in your race strategy. So it's really cool to encompass all that in one sport.
Super successful weekend out here in Montauk, Wisconsin. But make sure you guys go check out the Red Bull Ice Cross YouTube channel and subscribe. Thanks.